Hello, it's Kristen Hancock, the Simcoe County Stamper, and I am here to put together one of the cards for Stamp Club, my November Stamp Club. The reason I'm sharing it on YouTube with everyone this month is because if you place an order with me in the month of December, an online order, through my Stampin' Up website, you will receive the materials and the instructions to create these two cards. So you'll receive a packet in the mail with everything that you need to create these really cute cards. So the first one we are going to create is this one here, and it uses the Framed and Festive stamp set as well as the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper. Both of these products are while supplies last. So the gold adhesive backed swirls that are on this card have already sold out. I suspect the paper will sell out soon as well. And the Framed and Festive stamp set should be available till the end of the campaign. But don't delay if you do want them, because there are no guarantees. Okay, so when you get your packet, you are going to be looking for the white envelope for this card. I will put all of the item the names of the products that I used, as well as the codes, and also my website link. So if anybody wants to receive this card kit for these two cards, they can go ahead and place an order. Once you receive your kit, if you don't have the same stamp set for the sentiment, you can replace that with anything that you have on hand. So you don't have to have the Framed and Festive stamp set. I make all cards like that so that you can easily interchange and switch out the sentiments. Because I know it's hard to own everything, right? Okay, so you're gonna take out your materials. Everything you need will be inside. Let's set that aside. So you have a white insert. You can go ahead and stamp whatever greeting you want to be on the inside. I like to save this and not put it in until I'm ready to send the card. I like to write on it first before I put it in. That way, if I make a mistake, I don't have to kind of try to tear my card apart. So I always just leave that. So for this card, you're gonna wanna have some adhesive on hand, whether it's liquid glue or your Stampin' Seal. You're gonna wanna have some dimensionals. I recommend having the minis as well as the regular ones. I used the mini on the oval to raise it up, and they worked really well. The other thing you're gonna wanna have is some Stampin' Blends or whatever you like to color with to do the berries. Now you don't have to color them in, but I thought it was a nice touch just to make it look like a Christmas card. So I'm gonna start with that. The piece of cardstock that I used here is Real Red. So I have my Real Red Stampin' Blends. And I am just going to go ahead and color that in. Now, normally I would use the fine tip, but my tip has dried out a little bit, so I'm forced to use the brush tip. Luckily, there's some dark areas on this Designer Series paper, so you can't see as clearly if I go out of the lines. It's amazing just adding a little bit of color, how it really transforms the paper though, isn't it? Another thing you can do with designer series paper is add Wink of Stella to it, and that gives it a little subtle hint of glitter, a little glimmer, which almost makes it look like a specialty paper. So once we're finished with this, we're going to attach it to the soft succulent paste, and then we're going to attach that to our card base. You can use whichever adhesive you prefer, liquid or tape runner. I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal today. We're just going to lay that onto this piece, trying to leave the same amount of border on all 4 sides. And then we're going to attach this to our card base. Next, we're going to attach the strip of real red cardstock, and you can choose how far up you want that to go. Now the next thing we're going to do is add the mini dimensionals. And the reason I'm using the mini ones is so that you can't see the dimensionals overhanging the border at all. See how the normal ones are just a little too thick? These miniature ones are perfect. And I'm also using the black ones because if it does show up at all, if I do have it stick out at all, it won't be as noticeable. They fit within it though, so if they were to pop out, it would be because I'm going too fast. Okay, so we're gonna peel all those backs off. And then we're just going to try to center this. And then push down. So we're going to do our stamping now. I used May This Season Be Filled with Peace and Joy. Maybe I'll switch it up this time and do Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I'm fibbing. I think I'm gonna use 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly. So many choices. The reason I'm switching is because the sentiment Jolly hangs down on the right hand side where Christmas hangs on the right, or the left, sorry. And I know when I come in with my gold, I don't want to cover up the greeting. So I'm just gonna stamp off on my grid paper. Okay. I'm gonna flip that over. I'm gonna get some dimensionals. My dimensionals are almost gone, so I'm going to use up all these little edge pieces. Do you use up the edge pieces on your dimensionals as well? I find they're good for large shapes like this too. So we're going to take that and we're going to try to center it into our oval. Okay. There we go. So now we're going to want to take our embellishment pieces. So we have a piece of gold, we have a green leaf, and a gold leaf. If you need to poke out any of the pieces, go ahead and do that. I used liquid glue for this. So I just used a tiny bit. On some of the areas that were a little bit thicker. I'm afraid to squeeze because I don't want too much to come out. There we go. So you want to make sure that you don't go thick with your glue, because when you put it down, you don't want it to come squishing out. So just a tiny little bit. And we'll press that down. Take your leaves and just kind of play with them so that you know where you want them to go. And then the same thing, you're just going to add some liquid glue to them. Just a tiny bit. You don't want it to ooze out on you. If you do get too much, just like I just did, I just used the tip to move it around. And then I can wipe the tip off before I put my cap on. Okay, and then last but not least, we have some embellishments. And our ribbon. So I'm just going to use a glue dot to pick up the ribbon to pick up the glue dot, I should say. There we go. Now these gold adhesive backed swirls, as I was saying, they were part of this Fitting Florets suite and they have already sold out. So sorry if you've fallen in love with them. The paper is gorgeous as well. So if you love the paper, be sure to grab some before the designer series paper is gone for good. I'm actually surprised that it hasn't sold out yet. So there we go. If you have any questions about this card, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer any questions. If you have questions about the products used, please don't hesitate to ask. And if you want to receive a copy of, or the materials to create these 2 cards, go ahead and place an order with me. If you're not sure how to do that, just reach out and I'm happy to help. And you'll receive those in the mail. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to clean up and then I'm going to set up for the second card. Take care and have a great day.